Hey teachers, Haley, you're a teacher's pet, and I am here for our Q3 2025 kind of roadmap and update. So this video, I'm just going to walk through all the things that we accomplished in the spring. So that kind of like March through the end of June of 2025, and then look ahead for what we are going to be working on here for the next quarter as we get into the fall kind of semester. And then I'm also going to, show and walk you through some of the demos and actual items that we have been accomplishing, working on, and that is available for you to test, try, download if you want another step in your course prep done. So I have my whole list of things that we accomplished, and I'm just going to go through them. And if you have, questions, you have maybe feature requests, ideas, absolutely leave those in the comments, and I would love to answer and hear from you, especially if you go and check out some of these tools we're working on. So in terms of what we accomplished in Q2, there's like quite a few really big, exciting things we were able to get done. And the first is that we were able to kind of implement the accounts, like create accounts within the app. So we were able to open it up for some trial users, which is really, really exciting. And one of the ways we were able to also do that is we did, apply and were awarded just a small kind of startup grant. So that's kind of funding, right? These prepaid trial accounts and definitely helping us. So we are 100%, bootstrapped. I guess not now, since we were able to get this little small grant, but otherwise, we are just paying for it just out of our own assets. So this was really, really exciting to get some money to kind of cover the costs and get more of these trial users in. So that is open and available. You can go create an account at Teacher's Pet and start playing with these tools. And then you will be asked, just to submit like a survey. And we also have an area for you to report bugs and issues, requests for features, anything like that as you are in there playing with it. So I would love to see you kind of work on your course prep for the fall using the app and let us know what works, what doesn't, what is helpful. That would be really, really fantastic. So that was huge. And so what is available in your trial accounts? We have the ability, you can make your own PAL, and we have fully, revamped, reworked, what PAL kind of looks like, how we share it with students, all of that. And so with your PAL, your students never need to make an account. They just get a link. So that way we collect like the minimum amount of data from them, really just their like IP address and the actual chat logs. Otherwise, they can just grab the link through your LMS. And it's really just your kind of account content. And so you can create your PAL with loads of customization options. And then we also have our kind of early gen rubric builder that you can use to just get that strong jump start on your rubrics there. I'm going to go ahead and drop in a short demo here so you can see exactly what that looks like as we are going through a few known errors. Like, it is slow, so we are going to be working over the next quarter to, redo a lot of the infrastructure and try to, speed that up, test some different just configurations. But yeah, go ahead and take a look at what you can get with PAL, the chatbot for your class, and then a first look at that rubric builder. Okay, cool. So that was pretty fun. Hope that you, want to go check that out. I'm really excited. Now, the next things that we accomplished, I did present some research about some early, just preliminary research, about using and implementing these at an ungrading conference. So it was much more of like experiential kind of reporting of just my general learning outcomes and data. Here is the poster, that I kind of shared, but the biggest things that were important that I'm seeing in this preliminary kind of aspect. And my sample size is way too small to really have a discussion about significance, but really I'm focused here on that my, DWF rates improved. And so when I started having my PAL and then rebuilding all of these rubrics with the Teacher's Pet app, I did see better outcomes in my class. And it's not necessarily direct that way. I mean, having PAL be able to field questions for them certainly is a more direct impact. But for me, it's that the Teacher's Pet, kind of these apps, these products, all these things that I've been using in my class just go hand in hand with my ability to adopt more ungrading principles, to completely redesign my classes with more universal design, all these new ideas. And so having the Teacher's Pet app to just speed up my workflow then allowed me to invest way more of my time and energy into making a whole bunch of other stuff to improve my class. So it's definitely not a like have Teacher's Pet and suddenly, students do better. It's more of, have Teacher's Pet so that way you are able to use your creative energy and time and brain power doing a bunch of other stuff for your class that might improve the outcome. So that was definitely exciting and a fun opportunity to have presented at that virtual conference, and actually was able to speak with faculty from international universities, and we just all kind of shared how we got to ungrading and alternative kind of frameworks. And generally rubrics are one of those pain points, it seems, all around the world, creating rubrics that are effective, creating additional assignment options that then mean you have to create a lot more rubrics, that it just takes a lot of time and energy and can be frustrating. And so definitely having some support on that front is helpful for sure. So that was really great. Other things that we accomplished that you can see if you go to the website, we reworked some of our website design just to make it a little bit easier to get around, a little more streamlined. And then we also revamped and organized the template shop. And so now we have kind of the planner shop, which has a couple things, or really one thing, my course building a spreadsheet. You can find a little demo link if you want to see what that's about, which is, pay just a couple bucks if you like having spreadsheets to organize everything. And then I also am working on a digital planner. I've been testing it with my Remarkable tablet, but it could also be used with like iPads, kind of any tablet. If you really like having a planner, that will be up on the shop soon. But then we have that, and then we have a whole bunch of freebies. So I redesigned and kind of reworked and added more freebie templates, HTML, codes that you can just paste right into Canvas, get a head start on, different page designs that way, and just a lot of free like assignment ideas, that kind of stuff, that you can, download, again, just to get a little bit of a head start, inspiration, as you are working on your fall classes. So go check out the freebie library, see if anything is going to be helpful, interesting for you there. And of course, let me know what strikes your fancy. Okay, so those are kind of the big things that we did. And then of course I was finishing up my semester, all my classes. I am a full-time, professor. And so all of this is kind of in the background. So my spring and Q2, of course, is really busy with just my regular, job, but definitely how a lot of these products and tools fit into that. So that's looking past. Let's look ahead, which is definitely so fun. So for the rest of the summer and into the fall, we're going to be doing a lot of kind of rebuilding the models on the back end, some reconfiguring of the architecture to improve the speed and efficiency of the tools. Especially the rubric builder is quite slow in the initial, or has been performing slow in the initial kind of pulling from your assignments and generating that draft. So we really want to work on getting that a lot faster and decrease the wait times. So we should see that improve as we're working on some new things there. And yeah, just making sure everything runs as we continue to scale up the number of users in our, trial accounts. So definitely we'll expect to see some growth pains, I think, as we, see that scale increase, but I'm really excited to tackle that challenge. Other things that we'll be doing is actually, collecting feedback, bug reports, everything from the trial user base to help us continuing to improve. So if you do test out the tools, you will kind of just be prompted to submit a little survey, so that way we get some information, feature requests, all that kind of stuff to help us continue improving. Then I'm going to be, and last we'll be getting the some of the code, because we are open sourcing a lot of this, so that way if you have the tech background and skill, you can, launch kind of your own tools for, and work on that. And ideally would love if you did that, and then, maybe contributed, something back into that open source library and those little aspects of it. So I'm really excited for those things. I'll be continuing to work on my digital planner that I mentioned. So getting that fully published and ready for that kind of first prototype. And again, if you buy that early just digital planner version, so providing any feedback on what was useful, what you liked, which spreads you liked, that kind of stuff will be great. So that as I continue thinking, because, sometime next year, I would really love, and some of my goals is to create then dated printed versions of the planner. So I think that'll be really cool. And here's kind of a sneak peek at what my planner is. If you are interested, you like planning, again, for now it's just digital, but basically I've created it to cover my full 18-week semester. And so I have it at 18 weeks. And actually, technically, it's like 19 because I start at week 0, so my pre-planning week, and then it goes, week by week through the full 16-week semester. Then we have finals week, and then a last week for submitting grades. And I have kind of adjusted the layouts to align with the tasks that I know I need to do during each of those weeks. And so things like finals and the posting of final grades weeks, the layout does change to kind of fit the different needs. And then every week has some little lesson plan layouts, because I like to, keep all of that captured in one place. Was doing it in a bullet journal, but especially for this specific task, it's just so repetitive. Like, I know I just need, right? I'm in the routine of the semester and doing the same things. So I decided just to design just a planner instead of always creating my bullet journal spreads. But I have also, loads of spaces to keep decorating and doodling. And when I eventually get the printed planner, I definitely plan on still using all my washi tapes and stickers in those kind of pre-designated decoration kind of areas. So trying to kind of blend practicality with your and my ability to personalize every week as well. And then loads of spaces to make things like my playlist of the week, because I love to have a playlist for every workshop. And kind of just week sessions. So I figured that out and like to document it. A quote of the week, then all the tasks, a look ahead, just all sorts of spreads to help me stay really organized when it comes to my course design and class planning specifically. So that will be up and ready. Otherwise, here on the channel, we'll be creating just more like demos of all these products. And more specifically, as we go into the summer, finishing the summer, this fall semester, I will be teaching a senior level online asynchronous class. And so I'm kind of converting it from an in-person that I've taught previously. So I will be starting through the rest of the summer, kind of like July, early August, a series where you'll just follow me, and we'll kind of design and plan this together. And so you'll kind of see my full process and, how some of these teachers' pet tools, plus a bunch of other tools that I'll be using, have worked. So definitely subscribe and just follow along, and you start looking for those videos as we get into July. And I really need to start like building that Canvas shell out, because I like to have my classes published and ready well before the semester begins, which for me will be the end of August. So I'm excited about that. And then last, I will be presenting a workshop on just all the tools and course designs for hybrid, high flex, online that I've used so far. I'll be presenting at the Colorado Learning and Teaching with Technology Conference. So if you are a Colorado-based educator, search up COLTT, and I recommend, registering. It's a great conference. I always get so many insights and ideas about teaching and learning with tech, but I will create some, videos, not too much overlapping, of course, but I will definitely give you little bits and pieces of the materials I prepared, so that way you get some of that. So the workshop that I was accepted to give and present, it's a pre-conference workshop, is just a walkthrough and demo of every tool and tech setup and how I've used those to design my classes. So Also be on the lookout. I'll post kind of some snippets and materials that I've been preparing for that, so I can share what's worked for me more widely. So yeah, the end of the summer is going to be really fun, really exciting. I'm looking forward to this quarter here at Teacher's Pet, as well as kind of all the stuff that I'm working on for my, actual classes, sort of day job, main job situation. It's going to be a great time. So, like, comment, questions, share with teachers, grad students, educators, professors in your life that, might enjoy following along with the upcoming series, and think about hopping over to teacherspet.tech to check out our freebie library, our planner shop, and maybe even try out some of the actual apps and tools as you are working on course prep for the fall. All right, thanks for joining me, and I hope that you have a great class. Thank you.